Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a breaking news video. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if the races for new centre-backs wasn't enough, with all the latest news with Mark Gurhey, we have got breaking news this afternoon, which certainly comes to a shock to me, and I'm sure it's going to come to a shock to many Chelsea fans, that Chelsea are leading the chase to sign Kobbie Mainoo from Manchester United should he decide to leave the club. I wasn't expecting that. Wasn't expecting Chelsea's and Kobbie Mainoo to be in the same sentence. But this report from Chris Wheeler in the Daily Mail saying that Chelsea are leading the chase for Kobbie Mainoo if he leaves Man United. Just in the chase to sign Kobbie Mainoo in a sensational deal if the Man United midfielder leaves Old Trafford. United have reached a stalemate in contract talks with Mainoo's reps, alerting Europe's top clubs to the fact he could be sold this month or at the end of the season. Mailsport understands that Chelsea are in pole position to sign the 19-year-old if he cannot agree terms at United, although there is bound to be competition from their Premier League rivals and big clubs abroad. United will hope that a compromise can still be reached and they can keep hold of their homegrown star. Mainoo only signed a new contract last year, which ties into United until 2027, but he's been in talks over a new deal that would reflect his status as a first-team regular in England international. However, United are trying to drive down their wage bill as they look to offload big earners like Casemiro, Rashford and Antony. The fees has hampered negotiations with Mainoo, who knows he would be able to command better terms elsewhere. The player is also believed to be concerned over the direction of the club and his chances of playing Champions League football, with Ruben Amorim's side currently in 13th place in the Premier League table. But the club's financial problems and struggle to comply with profit and sustainability rules, under which homegrown players are worth roughly 4 times as much as others, has made it reality. It's one more reason why United are more open to letting Rashford go in January and would also consider selling Nacho, another player previously seen as off limits. The only 2 players currently untouchable at Old Trafford are Lenny Yoro and Amad Diallo. Yeah, I mean, where do we begin with this one, guys? Where do we begin? Chelsea leading the race to sign Kobbie Mainoo. First things first, what I would say is that I don't think any of this is imminent. I don't envisage Chelsea making any move to sign Kobbie Mainoo in the January window. But this is Chelsea. This is Todd Bowley. And you know what sort of a madness we are potentially capable of pulling off. But even by our standards, I think this would be a step too far. This would be a step too far, even by our standards, to do something in January. For me personally, it references in the article that, he believes that he's at a stalemate in terms of contract negotiations. My guess on this one would be interesting. Player negotiating new contract, seemingly at a stalemate. Let's leak a story saying that other clubs are interested in him. It's pretty standard. Agent is probably trying to squeeze more money out of United, and he's leaked this story. That for me is what I think is the most likely scenario. But then Simon Phillips, who is very reliable when it comes to Chelsea news, has reported that the Mainoo interest is legit, by the way. And you know what? It could well be legit, but we could have interest in him. But I don't know how far that interest is necessarily going to go. We've got Andre Santos at the club, who is a similar age, who's doing really well at Strasbourg. Obviously, Enzo's there, Caicedo's there. You can't rely on Romeo Lavia, but he's also there. So if you have Lavia, Santos, Caicedo and Enzo next season, where's the space for Mainoo? I know that obviously probably Cesare Casadei, Chukwuemeka, Dewsbury Hall, etc. are not going to be at the club next season. I fully get that. But is there space for a Kobbie Mainoo? Look, I think Kobbie Mainoo is an outstanding footballer. I think he's a fabulous talent. But is he a necessity at Chelsea right now? Do we actually need this guy? And my answer would probably be no. I don't think we do need Mainoo. But Mainoo's obviously a top quality player. And if this is a big if, by the way, if we did end up signing him, I certainly wouldn't be against it. However, United's still trying to agree a new contract with him. Chelsea just informed them of the interest. So again, we need to be careful here. The way that these things are written. Mainoo more than likely will obviously sign a new deal at Manchester United, but I'll say that this is an agent leak story. But there is interest in Kobbie Mainoo from Chelsea, but I don't really see that interest being accelerated any further than just that. This for me reeks of classic agent story. Want to try and get a bit more money? Let's leak a story saying that there's other clubs interested in our client. It's textbook. It's absolutely classic. Although having said that, there was something from David Ornstein a while back when he went on NBC, which is an American sports channel, saying that Kobbie Mainoo wasn't deemed as untouchable. Wasn't deemed as untouchable, along with Alejandro Garnacho as well. They're not considered unsellable. That is what David Ornstein was saying. Not considered unsellable, but we're stacked in midfield. Yes, a potential move for Mainoo would be very, very impressive. But as I was saying, is there really space for Caicedo, Enzo, Lavia, Santos, and Mainoo? If you're only going to really play two of those midfielders, do you need 5? You probably don't. But that would be quite some pool of midfield players. It is very tempting if there's anything potentially there to be done, although I don't believe there is. Look, it's possible because didn't we back in the day, we had Lampard, Essien, Mikel, Makaleli, and Michael Ballack all on the books at the club. So it's definitely possible, but I would just view it as perhaps one too many. But maybe you need an extra one because you can't rely on the fitness of Romeo Lavia. I don't really know is the honest truth in the matter. So we will have to wait and see on that front. But yeah, it's certainly exciting to see that kind of caliber of name linked to the football club, even in all honesty, if it's more likely to be an agent trying to get more money out of a club for a new contract. But yeah, I certainly wasn't expecting that one to come in. But midfield is an interesting area for Chelsea, because there are going to be midfielders leaving. Yes, we've got Ugochukwu and Santos. Santos will definitely be part of the future. I wonder if Ugochukwu could potentially be sold as well for a profit, maybe. There potentially is space for one more. But again, I think it's very much we just informed our interest. And I think Kobbie Mainoo will almost certainly sign a new deal at Manchester United. But Chelsea's interest is there. And one thing you've come to learn with Chelsea and the transfer market is, guys, you never say never when it comes to Todd Boehly, Badala Bali, and Chelsea pulling a madness out of the bag. But if you're asking for my honest opinions on it, it's agent talk. It's a bit of bluster. I don't see us personally making a move for Mainoo. He'll be using this as a negotiating tool to try and get more money out of Manchester United for his new contract, and he will inevitably commit his future to the club. He's still got 2.5 years left on this deal. He's under contract until 2027. There's not exactly a rush to go and get this deal done. So that would be my thoughts on the situation. Please do let me know your thoughts on potential interest in Kobbie Mainoo, potentially that Chelsea are leading the race should he decide to leave Manchester United. And that's the key thing, should he decide to leave Manchester United. So I can't imagine that Mainoo would want to leave United. Yes, there's legitimate concerns about the direction the club's going and about a lack of Champions League football. But the kid's Manchester born and bred. He's a local lad. He's come through the academy. He's got plenty of time on his side. As much as we enjoy Man United being in the mud, they will return to where they used to be, and they will get back in the Champions League. They will get back to challenging for trophies at some point in time. And Mainoo's got an opportunity at 19 years of age to be a big part of that, to be the poster boy of it. So yeah, as much as I'd love to think that Kobbie Mainoo's got a chance of coming to Chelsea, I think it is virtually zero. But yeah, guys, that's just my thoughts on it. Bit of breaking news. Chelsea reportedly leading the race for Kobbie Mainoo's signature if he decides to leave Manchester United. Hope you enjoyed the video. Smash a like, subscribe if you're new around here, all of that good stuff. And I'll catch you again in another one soon. Up the Chelsea.